think I was muted. So I don't really have any plans this session. Just rendering some videos and stuff. Okay. So yeah, project's still alive, still going, still programming. Um, Still trying to figure out this whole note movement speed stuff with the stream and the video, trying to get it to be smooth movement, not jittery. Stuff to do for a number of reasons. Um, yeah, let's see. Doing a streamer card right now on from one computer to another, from the Mac to the Windows. I want to make sure I'm on the right branch. More changes to the song creator. How exciting, right? I'm just trying to see if the note movement is smooth on the video or if it's a little jittery. Thinking about doing new stuff to program in here, but I'm not quite sure. Having a concept called session and make a track list so I don't have to manually pick the songs and I don't have to manually define the track list. But I'm not quite there yet because I'm not sure if that's something that'll be useful. Like the output of it will be a text file of all the track list of all the songs I play in that session. But I'm not quite sure I'm going to do that because it doesn't really take that long to do manually. Whereas programming it will take a while to get all the functionality in. What is that chord? Okay, never mind. Fret 2 to fret 3 is like strings 2 and 4, like a double stop. So there's multiple things being drawn every frame. Every frame, I have to erase the previous note and draw the current note and draw the correct text. Text only displays the active frets, and then draw the correct text in the um, for the frets. Only the active frets have text displayed. And all this has to be done every frame. Oh yeah, the song time, the measure number, and the tempo. So the song time's getting updated, the measure number, the text getting updated, the fret numbers, tempo's getting updated. This section I updated recently. This is I could open it. I don't think I want to show the database. So basically I made a database on the um everything here is a JSON right now. Like look at the times played, 952 times drop C. Well, how did I get that number? Well, it's saved in a JSON file. And that means, well, and the reason why I put it in a JSON or in a database, oh, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Here, let me go back. Go back and do this chat button and say, here it is. So now I have two Python windows open. One's Pygame, one tkinter, and they're both the same project, and that's tough to do because you only have one loop. You need to keep track of which one you're on for click detection and all that stuff. But this is something that I did recently, this chatbot. And the chatbot I'd rather have it use the database because it's easier to manipulate the data using a database than it is a JSON file. Like initially at first, I uploaded all this JSON stuff into a vector database on OpenAI, OpenAPI, OpenAI, whatever, a vector storage. And what that does, it lets you query the data, even though it's a JSON file, not through SQL, but just basic, whatever, not basic, but it's more of a RAG or semantic search or whatever, understanding the reasoning behind the data or whatever. But the search that I wanted to try SQL. So I converted all my files into tables, and I really had to think about how that one table relates to another, right? Relational database. It's SQLite, which is a local database hosted on my own client. So there's a client and then there's a server. Of course, when I upload the files, it syncs with the server. The server and the client both have a manifest. I can't click anything while this chat button, the screen's open. I have to cancel out of it, then click here. Go back. Open the chat. Okay, so this chat, there's what, 7 different tables I got right now. And you could tell by clicking them. I mean, like for example, I can't make the window size bigger other than that. Um, so let's say, here, we'll just do this for now. Um, what was the most recent song that I played? As of today, it's implied. Let's see, will it work? Okay, based on the most recent history, the most recent song I played was Daylight Dies by Killswitch Engage and Drop C Tuning. That's because it was able to query. Well, I have the checkbox as to what tables that I want to select off. I'm not always going to select every table in a query. And the reason I do that also is because of the token, right? Um, you only have so much you can fit in a token, and the tables that I do include in the query are being sent every message in the background. So on top of me typing my message, it also adds more into the message of the schema of my database of the tables that I select that I want to query about. Um, so I think there's 2 different queries going on right now. There's one query going on trying to understand the user's question in relation to the schema, and that query that you send to the chat you get a query back to execute. So then I execute the query, and then there's another layer of another chatbot query saying, hey, here's the original user's question, here's the answer. Can you formulate the response to say, you know, in an English phrase, the, the answer to the user's question based on the query used and whatever else. So I could just ask stuff about my playthroughs, like songs, plays, and notes. Well, the songs, of course, self-explanatory. I have a database table of all songs. The plays is of my playthroughs, my note logs. Every time I play, it saves a JSON file, and then that's what this database table is called plays. And then notes. Um, well, every playthrough I play through notes, and every playthrough I have has songs. So songs has playthroughs, and the notes are representative to the playthrough. And there's other things, tempos, tempo settings, user settings, output. But the main thing I don't talk about is my, see, what's my average accuracy for kill switch engage within the past month? I didn't even really think about what I can and can't ask. It's more, you have to ask a database query type of questions. Based on your request, your average accuracy for kill switch engage within the past month is 70%. That's how I got the answer. Looked at your playthroughs of kill switch engage songs from the past month and calculated average accuracy of your scores for these plays. gives me a single number that represents your overall score, blah blah blah. It, it doesn't. I told it not to tell the user the queries you're using. The user is not aware of all these details. The user just sees a curtain. A curtain. They don't see what's behind the curtain. Let's see, what else could I ask it? I don't. What's the least played song I have ever played? I don't know. Least played song is played is Chapter 4 by Avenged Sevenfold and Drop D. That's accurate. How many times have I played Chapter 4? And each question, it's tough too because there's not necessarily a memory that remembers the conversation, right? Like from this perspective on the user's side, it's like, oh yeah, it's a conversation. I could just continue typing from one message to the next. But no, that's not how it works. It's like short-term memory. There's no saving anything between each message. It'll forget. So if I don't provide that context, like if I message saying how many times that have I played Chapter 4 by Avenged Sevenfold, and that gives me information, and I say, okay, how many, what's my average, what's my accuracy of that song? It'll be like, what do you mean that song? Because each message, it doesn't remember the previous. So you have to say, explicitly state how it, how many times have I played Chapter 4? Right, well, watch, let's see. I haven't tried it, but I'm pretty sure that's, um, let's see. How many measures is that song? It won't know what it means is that song. That song has 0 measures because there is no song called that song. Returning 0. That means their song is not found in the database, or it doesn't mean. Okay. How how many measures is in Chapter 4? Let's see, will that work? There are 289 measures in Chapter 4. See, you have to be like explicit with the intent. There is no memorization of the conversation from one message to the next. Okay, so query is designed to find the number of unique measures, measure index, blah blah, from the song to have chapter 4 in their name, artist name, or tunings. Join three databases search by joining 3 tables, songs, plays, and notes. That's because the song has a song ID, and you go to play table. The play table references the song ID from the songs table. And same things with notes. Notes has song ID and play ID because the notes represent a particular playthrough for that particular song. And that's what this screen is. Oh, wait, right here. Oh yeah, hold on. I gotta close the song creator menu. Go back to here. It's actually pretty interesting how it works. Right here. All right. So on the OpenGP5 screen, that's what I added these new buttons. Update songs table, destroy table, update songs table, update. So destroy table is meaning if I made a change in like the column or whatever, and I have to just redestroy it to fix it. And then the other ones are self-explanatory if I want to update the tables. They have special conditions where it doesn't have duplicate data, right? Update on conflict type of, SQL stuff, database. But it's kind of fun watching the terminal when this is all going through, which maybe I could demonstrate if we have it going through the process only of the tables. So we're not going to sync with the server. We're just going to create the client-side database tables. Have the terminal. See, in the terminal, it prints the debugging queries used by the chat. So you see all the different queries and explanation. I didn't put this in the chat itself. I just put it in the terminal for debugging. But if you, not that, if you go here and hit sync And now it's doing database only. See, now it's going through all the interesting stuff, like inserting into this. It's inserting the what is it? The plays table, because the songs table is already done. You can see that up here, all the different debugging message. So it's already inserting the song. So song ID 42, song ID 43, 44, 41, whatever, increment. And in here, it is updating this. No, it's going. Yeah, the play. It's updating the plays table. So one song could have multiple plays, right? And each playthrough has notes, and each note has unique tempo for the most part because each time I play it, I most often change the tempo based on my previous playthrough data, and I do that by looking at the previous JSON files, JSON playthrough data, and adjusting the tempo based on my accuracy. Now that assumes or implies accurate note detection, which is another topic. But you'll see there's about 404 different playthroughs. So I'm going to be right back while this loads. Okay, looks like it's done. Just have to remember, don't look at the source code. You ain't seeing it. But the database has been updated. Not currently showing the database. You can see the columns that are shown in the terminal print. I'm not quite confident in showing the actual database, all that stuff, just out of not wanting to. But let's see. I'm trying to figure out what to do in this session, to be honest. To play or just to chat? Let's see. Oh, I don't have chat on here. Oh well. Let's see. If I play, I'm gonna have to restart the stream. So maybe not yet. Just very recently, I made some changes in the song creator. Let's try a song and see how it goes. First, will I get audio? I'm not sure. Oh, I have to get out of this screen. Go back. Let's see. We're going to test the audio. No, I'm not getting any audio. Um, that's one thing I really haven't looked into is the audio aspect of it. Oh, well, I won't do that now then. Let's do something else. Oh, there's a bug, dang it. How did I break it this time? Hold on. You ain't seeing that source code. Root. Really? None type has no object. Well, that is interesting. I think I know why. Because what happens after I create the song, I clean up. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Let's add a to-do note. To-do. That's an interesting bug. Let's try again. You see nothing. Now it'll work. Yeah, interesting. That's a bug after doing the song creator. Watch. I hit generate, and I go back, try to go back to the tempo. It's not going to work because what happens when I create the song, I clear some settings, and it needs one of those settings that have been cleared. So try again. So that root aspect the error is talking about is because it's talking about this tkinter. This tkinter is this user interface library from Python that I'm using for this song creator aspect. Tkinter allows the drop downs, the buttons, the user input text fields, the checkboxes. All that is a library tkinter. And then what I'm doing is I'm juggling that library tkinter with Pygame. Now usually you don't want to do that, right? Usually you just have one or the other. And the reason I have both is, well, just because I want to. But because they both have their own ways of controlling the user input and, and stuff like that. And In this case, there's a conflict because what I'm doing is when I go to tempo, I'm sending information or I'm displaying the information on both screens. Let's see. Yeah. And what I mean is the tempos, right? Um, so this is a tempo screen. I could change the song's tempo without modifying the guitar profile file itself. I do it all externally through other methods, and I can alter the tempo of the song without modifying that file itself. Just saving the profiles in this song or in this program, and they're grouping on this screen. I'm grouping the tempos, or sorry, grouping the measures by tempo. So measure 1 through 4, 73, measure 5 to 6, 63, measure 7 to 14, 73. And what happens is, yeah, I don't want to demo it too much, but hold on. Just give me a second. All right. I'll look at chat if there's anyone that wants to chat. Otherwise, I'll just keep trying to talk. I don't think, I don't know if I'm going to play guitar. I want to, but I think I'll burn out if I do that. So I'll just try to demo and talk and program possibly and go from there. Just give me a minute before I turn the camera back on and all that. Okay. So one thing I don't like about this screen on the tkinter side is that the current behavior, the scrolling, is if well, the scroll. So this section, this window, tkinter right here, this one is split up into two sections. So it's the top half and the bottom half. The bottom half is about 80% of the screen. The top half is 20-ish%. And it's weird because right now when I'm scrolling in the top half, it scrolls on the bottom, right? Because look, I have my mouse cursor on the top, only trying to focusing on the top, but the scroll is occurring on both the top and the bottom, which is not the end of the world, but it's something I want to tweak. There's actually more I'm hiding on this screen here. This. So there's an apply and a cancel button. Applying it will make the changes reflect on the Pygame side of it. And let's see, let's go to another one. Let's go to Canon Rock. So if you're wondering, well, I was going to say if you're wondering why I named it called Canon Rock No Sweep, it's because the song has sweeps in it that I removed because I'm not playing sweeps. Flat out remove them. What is a sweep? Well, imagine playing extremely fast notes within such short amount of time because you have your finger positioning in a way that allows you to hit fast notes in a short span due to the distance between the plucking being so short. I'm not a fan of that. When I'm sight reading, I have to sight read, right? Sight reading takes a delay of processing what is going on. It's through the eyes, right? You got to look at the note, the string and the fret, as well as the timing. How much time do I have to put my finger in that position before the note reaches the finish line? So give me a second. Okay, boo. Hello. Um, Back to this song creator vision project. So yes, there's a website, songcreatorvision.com. You go there. I might actually demo the user's side, but the user side right now is more of a back end type of thing. There's not much front end on the website for the logged in members section. So when you go to Song Creator Vision, maybe I should actually talk about that. It's not something I've done before on stream. The actual website. The website now is, I think, a year old or something like that now. It last did it in May 23-ish, April, the end of April-ish. Uh, so what we're going to do, let's see. I'm just gonna log in. Uh, songcreatorvision.com. Okay, let's see how this goes. All right, so we're here, songcreatorvision.com, and you would normally see a login prompt as soon as you reach this page, right? Please log in, right? You could close out of it and view the website, no problem. But in this case, I logged in. I'm the only user here. The only way to get an account is manually. Like, I do have a login form, a registration form, excuse me, and a or wait, and a forgot password form. They're all functional. I tested them, right? Assigned to my email, and put all the information there. I don't see your password, blah blah blah. It's a Flask web server. It's all secure. You got a HTTPS. Um, I got these things on the left and right of the screen are pretty interesting. To get them working, I had to do a proxy. It's RSS feed, a reverse proxy. Kind of fun how much you can do with the Linux server and the terminal. You could install a server that my program, well, I mean, what I did, I installed the server and my program talks to the server, and I have a specific directory that the user uploads their folders and synchronizes their stuff with. And if you had an account or someone else had an account, they would have their own section. So it's tied by a user ID. I'm the first user, I'm user ID 1. Uh, but that defines the path of where the server has the files hosted. So as mentioned earlier, there's a manifest. The client and the server both have manifests, plural. There's multiple manifests between the client and the server. And what those manifests are is just tracking the files on the environments, the file name, the date modified, the checksum, and it checks by the checksum first, and then by the date modified second. If the checksums don't match, then which one is more recent, and then that one dictates which one either uploads or downloads to or from the server to the client. And then recently I introduced a database concept where I take all that JSON data and place it into a database. So now that I could use a query database, or use a chatbot, AI chatbot, whatever, large language model, whatever you want to call it, to query the data from the JSON that's synced on the client and server across multiple devices, Linux, Windows, and Mac. It doesn't matter what you use. The OS path separator is the only thing that dictates the behavior. When you go to a file explorer, you type the C drive and you do a backslash. It's how many backslashes there is. Are they front or forwards or backwards, or is there one or two? That's the only difference between the operating systems, is having unique paths between one that you have to write in programming, not hard-coded values, but a variable value. Because how I do all this logic is by the file paths. The user chooses three different folders. One for the song visualizer input, one's the guitar profile files that are being read. That has to be in the format of the 3 or 4 structured folder formatting of tuning folder, artist folder, and then inside the artist folder you have optional folder and or songs. And so here's a mix of optional folders and songs. Actually, no. It's a bit confusing to differentiate between the two at the moment because you still see the data, times played, last played, but that stuff is relative to the directory, if it's a directory, right? So this one, August 2023, times played 20. But we go in there, you see there's two different ones. One song's played one time, one's 19. And then you go back. And this is all live. I could just manipulate the environment, right? I could open up the File Explorer and add or delete, and then immediately this folder will, or this Pygame screen will get updated with the content that's representative of the directory. And that is defined in the settings where I could do I click on the button to redefine the paths, so I could redefine the paths if I wanted to for the three. So one's for the song creator generated output, one's for the visualizer input, and then the other is for the JSON files, because what I have on the client side, I separate the Guitar Pro 5 files from the JSON 5, or sorry, Guitar Pro 5 files from the JSON files. Let's see if I could show what that looks like on the client folder side. I have it open. All right, so this is um, the JSON folder on the client side. This is not where the Guitar Pro 5 files are. You'll see I have manifest, two different ones, and then a bunch of different folders. So I have tuning folders, and then other folders like training for PyTorch data that I'm not getting into yet. Presets, different variables that I don't want hard-coded that I want to have in a preset value. Like this one I was updating yesterday for the song creator, how it chooses different strings and frets after the note lengths have been decided. But then you go to, there's different ones. Input frequencies. This is for the guitar input note detection for each string and fret for a single note and chords for each tuning, defining the strings and frets and the frequencies that are emitted when you pluck those particular combinations, and the output. So the input is where I can modify any of the settings, and then I go in the program and hit generate, and it generates the output. The program actually reads the output. It's more of configuration as to what the content is. And there's other stuff, but let's go to drop C. Let's go to kill switch engage, and see now this is all JSON files. Each song has a default JSON, which is just the raw notes information without any dynamic modification of the tempo. And then I have a dynamic tempo version and the settings for the dynamic tempo and the play info. So there's a default, a dynamic BPM, and a dynamic tempo settings for each song. I just wanted to separate it because I don't want to clutter the directories between the file. I wanted them to be separate. On the server, they're combined in the same directory as the GP5 and the JSON, but on the client, you can do it in the client. Like I think in theory or whatever, but I haven't really tested. It gets tricky. I save these variables as the user paths and constantly reference them as to many different things, synchronizing the files, saving them correctly, having the correct formatted name. Like if you go in the song stats folder, that is a specific formatted file name that I have currently. Song name, arrangement type, timestamp, note log. And there's specific requirements that I have in my code that are hard coded, such as underscore note log is one requirement that my program actively looks for. And then along with the underscore default, underscore dynamic tempo, all that stuff, underscore play info. That is specifically hard coded. Even these profiles 1 through 5. So I'm doing a bunch of Guitar Pro 5 file modifications externally in JSON that my program references. Okay. Actually, we could chat with it. Um, Depends how creative you want to get. Like, and what I mean by that is there's the way the tables relate, the notes are tied to the output frequencies. So I have to think what I could query. It might take me a couple tries. Let's try something. Um, what is the most played chord for any given kill switch engage song? I don't know if that wording will work. It might take some tries. Oh, okay. What? You see that? Okay, so I asked, what is the most played chord for any given kill switch engage song? The most played chord for any given kill switch engage song is chord 88 fret 8, which has been played 15,428 times. All right, so let's go to kill switch engage, or sorry, output frequencies, frequency mapping chords drop C, open that. Let's look up chord 88 fret 8. What is that chord? Okay, I'm gonna guess sixth and fifth string fret 0. That's my guess. So let's look. Uh, Chord 88 fret 8. Oh, really? Huh. Why is that? Chord 88 fret 8 is strings 4, 5, and 6 fret 8. Oh, let's see. Okay, actually, let's read this. Actually, hold on. How many? Let me type my question, then I'll read it. How many kill switch engage songs have chord 88 fret 8? Okay, before I press enter, what? Okay, so I asked, what is the most played chord for any given kill switch engage song? Mo It says the logic behind this response is that the query is designed to analyze plays of kill switch engage song, focusing on the chords used in those songs. Does this by joining multiple tables that contain information about the songs, the plays of these songs, the notes played during these performances, and the output frequencies of those notes. The query filters the results to only include songs by Killswitch Engage with any tuning, then groups the results by the specific chord, defined by the note key, and counts how many times each chord is played. Finally, it orders the results by the count of plays in descending order and selects the top one, which is the most played. Okay, how many times wait, no. How many Killswitch Engage songs have chord 88 fret 8? 25. Really? Um, okay, could you tell me the song names of Killswitch Engage songs that have chord 88 fret 8? Oh, dang it. Empty list. String one being eight. No, no, that's doing wrong. Um, it didn't do the chord key. For some reason, it looked at the content of it, but not the key. Chord for 88, fret 8. See, just try again, the same question. Okay. Okay, song names of Kill Switch Engage at chord 88 fret 8 are Hope Is, Fixation on the Darkness, Desperate Times, Life to Lifeless. Um, okay. And can you order the list of songs by the number of times the chord is used? I'm going to say Hope Is will be number one. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, the song names of Killswitch Engage songs that have chord fret 88 fret 8 are Breathe Life, really? Daylight Dies, chord 8. Does it really? Oh, right, I can't use that when the chat is open. Dang it. Okay, so chord 88 fret 8 song names of Killswitch Engage song. Oh, wait, sorry, that has chord 88 fret 8. Breathe Life, Daylight Dies, Declaration. Pretty much all of them. Wow. That's strange because I don't necessarily remember in all of them. Is that correct? The list is not ordered in specific way. Oh, since all the... No, that's not true. Since all the songs use the chord only once, that's not true. Um, okay, let me try to think of a different way to ask it. Reference the notes table where the chord ID is chord 88 fret 8. The output frequencies table. Well, let's just not regard the output frequencies table. That may confuse it. Blank. No. String 88 fret 8. That is so weird. Um, looking at the notes table for chord 88 fret 8, how many songs are there from the songs table? Trying to think of different ways to query this. Nope. Chord 88 fret 8. There is no, that's not true. String 88 fret 8. Why does it think string 88 fret 8? That is so weird. Okay. For the chord 88 fret 8 from the output frequencies table, how many songs have played that chord in the plays table? How do you think of the English phrasing of this? Okay. 22 songs. Now it's instead of 25, now it's 22. Logic behind this answer is that we want to find out how many songs have played a specific chord, chord 88 fret 8 from the output table. We joined four tables, songs, plays, notes, and output. Here's a step by process. Okay. Oh, it didn't tell me the song names though. Oh, it's saying blank. Okay. Chord 88. For kill switch engage, what is the most played chord? We're going to see how fast I hit the API limit. So there's different ways of doing this, right? I'm doing the Grok GPT-4. The other way is doing OpenAI, and there's even more. But I wanted to have a way for the client not to run everything locally. Just want a client to hit a server. And at first I was thinking of having a Flash server with doing everything, but the Flash server doesn't have the GPU resources. So I settled on Grok. It's either that or OpenAI. OpenAI has stuff you have to send your data to that I didn't want to do because of the cost. But then I didn't try GPT-4o. I just tried GPT-4 regarding the AI or the API because I uploaded my stuff into a vector storage and did JSON search of that. I have that too, but I'm using the Grok right now on Llama 3 70B. So there's Llama 3 70B or there's OpenAI. The Grok Llama is free, and I don't want to have to pay for debugging. So I'm just trying what this is right now. And I don't want the client to host the LLM locally because I don't want to take too much resources. I tried running a model locally, and I underestimated the resources that it requires. Well, not impossible. It definitely um, degrades the experience when the intended goal is just to play guitar in this program. They want to have to worry about having the most complex system. But that still, too, is work in progress because the current version of this program, I'm still struggling with performance on Windows in particular. So that's why right now I'm not using Windows for this. I'm using Mac. Okay, I can't interact with the visualizer yet. Let's finish up this chat here. Um, let's see. Not sure exactly what phrase of English to query the SQL for what I'm trying to ask here with the table without showing the exact like content of the table design. Um, how how many songs have chord 88 fret 8? What? 285? No. No. From the songs table based on off tuning column. What? That doesn't make sense. 285, unless it's considering the plays table. I don't really want to debug this too much at the moment. It's like a lower priority fun thing than it is intended to be a million% accurate chat bot. But it is good practice to getting the design of how um, the tables relate. Because I had to change the SQL quite a few times to remove redundancy. Don't want to have to repeat information, but there is stuff. I am repeating information between the notes and the output frequencies. The notes table has strings and frets and frequencies, and the output frequencies is strings, frets, and frequencies. So what I did is output frequencies has a chord ID that the notes table references, while the notes table still does have the strings and frets. That strings and frets also are on the output frequencies. So just trying to wrap my brain around. This is definitely not user-friendly chatbot. It doesn't take another layer of interpreting a user who may not know because this query, first it gave me, oh, there's how many? 20? It gave me different answers. Okay, so first it said there's 25 songs with that specific chord. And then it said the second list didn't say how many. I tried to get it to sort, but it didn't sort. and I kept trying to get it more answers, and then it said it has 22 songs with that chord in it, and then it says it has 285 songs. So it's kind of weird. I would think I would say 285 if that got confused with the plays, because I played that chord numbers numerous times. See, it's trying to understand how the data can be queried. This could take some time to adjust the query. Let's see. What if I just ask it the same exact? Like if I ask it like 3 times in a row, there's 285 songs. Look the songs and the corresponding frequencies, and we filter out songs that have specific unique songs that have this frequency. Let's see. Okay, I'm curious. What is the query that it's using? Select distinct count or select count distinct song names from songs joining. Oh, it's joining the tuning. Okay. Where select song from songs. I mean, it looks correct, but I can't picture 285 songs. I don't have 285 songs. But how is it incorrect? Select count distinct song name from songs. Okay, let's try to get those song names. Can you display all of the song names for me, sorted by... Um, I always confuse the two, descending, ascending, ascending, like vertical and horizontal. Insert the list, song list. Oh, yeah, let's try to query again for drop C tuning only. How many songs? Okay. Okay, I forgot I did my own. Yeah, okay, that explains it. Maybe there is that many because different tunings, song creator generated, different artists. I forgot to query for Killswitch Engage. Silly me. Okay, let's try again. Um, for only the artist Killswitch Engage. Okay, now it says 20. Here are the song names in descending order. Roll the Blaze. Wait, song names in descending order? I don't want song names in descending order. What I mean is to sort the number of times that song plays chord 88 fret 8. Sort the list by the times played by songs. It sorted the song name rather than the song blank. Great. Um, okay, what it says chord fret 88 fret 8 that have a note. Chord 88 fret. What does it mean have note? Is it looking at the right on? No, why is it looking at freaks? That's the wrong column to look at. It should be looking at the key. Look for chord 88 in the key, not in the freaks. Frequency. That's the short term freaks. Alright, frex. Blank. Okay. What did it do that time? It still did it again. It's not supposed to look on that particular um, column. It's supposed to look at the, what is it supposed to look at? Let me open it up. It's supposed to look at output note ID. Okay. I hold on. Don't want to share source code. I just changed the query. This time I just put the word output note ID in the front because I wanted to look at that, not the frex. I want to know how many times the chord 88 fret appears in each song by artist Killswitch Gage. That's what I wanted. It just looked at the wrong column. How am I going to get it to look at the right column? Anyways, hope is 2145. What? How is that correct? You're telling me in one song it plays it 2,000 times. How is that even? Hold on. Is that correct? Okay, what's the query? Count distinct note I okay. Counting the distinct note IDs. That makes sense. From plays. That makes sense. So it's counting because that's how I'm gonna like every time I play the song it accumulates. It's not as in reference to oh that's something I should consider. What I'm trying to say is the the notes table um, while it does have output frequencies, they share the same chord ID, chord 88 fret 8. The plays table is also referencing that. Wait, hold on. No, I'm getting that wrong. No, for every entry in a plays table is a list of entries in the notes table. And those list of entries in the notes table are accumulated. So that's what's going on. Because I played Hope Is. Let's look. How many times have I played Hope Is? 0 times. Great. Wait. Songs with the name containing Hope and the artist containing the word is. That's not good. Let's try this same exact question. Okay. How many times have I played a song Hope Is? It's gonna have to like do another layer where if it fails, gets your results and have to send another layer saying, hey, there's no results. Is there anything you may have to try again? How many times have I played a song Hope Is? You played a song Hope Is a total of 13 times. That's where it gets confusing. Um, how many times have I played the song Hope Is? And how many times did I hit the chord ID chord 88 fret 8? Okay, I played a total 13 times and I hit it 0 times. Great. See, everything is like conflicting. It has to be like thorough, accurate responses every time. Okay, we played the song Hope Is, counted the many times we played the song, which turns out to be 13. Then it checked the times you played the song. See if you hit the chord at any point. Since that is 0, you never hit the chord. Okay. I spent so much time getting functional. Now it needs refinement. Okay. And the thing is, these are one-off messages and not actual conversational thread. It won't remember the conversation. I think OpenAI is designed different. So the OpenAI API is designed to be more of a conversation thread. You could keep track of each message, but right now I'm doing individual messages. I could change it back to OpenAI. I'm just not ready yet. What else could I do? How many times have I played Cannon Rock? 18 times. Okay. How would you describe my progress of accuracy and score for Cannon Rock throughout the duration of my playthroughs? I don't know how to say, like the months that I played it. My accuracy have been fluctuating through my playthroughs, but overall you've shown improvement. You started with an accuracy of 75 on January 8th and eventually reached a peak of 93 on several occasions. However, there was some dips in accuracy with a low of 60 on April 20th. That's because that's the timing that I changed the node hit detection. The logic behind this analysis is that we looked at your playthroughs of Cannon Rock, tracking your accuracy and score over time. By examining the dates and corresponding accuracy and score, you can see the trends and fluctuations in your progress. Okay. Um, what measures do I have to improve on that I've had a hard time on for the song Cannon Rock? Yeah, let me try asking that again. Okay, blank. I haven't had a hard time on measures in Cannon Rock. You've likely had a high accuracy in playing the songs with no specific measures. Logic is the query designed to identify measures of songs that has a high number of misses, more than 50% of notes in the measure. If the result is empty, that means I haven't a significant number of measures. I don't need to prove on. Well, that's saying I hit 50% of notes or more, which is really weird to think about. But I'll take it. Be right back. Okay. So let's see, what else could I query? Let's see, what would you say is my favorite Kill Switch Engage song? Breathe Life. Played it the most. The reason why I played it the most is because it's alphabetical order. It's always on top. First one. Um, okay, let's see. Um, which song from Kill Switch Engage can I improve on? Now that's a trick question because I said song, but I really wanted to search artist. Okay, Daylight Dies. Accuracies. That's only talking about one particular playthrough. Actually, no, wait. Is it? I forget the score value. Because Killswitch Engage has a lot of notes, right? They're like mostly, what is it, 16th? Okay, actually look at, what is the average note length of Killswitch Engage songs? Unknown. Let's see. What did it try to query? Length. Is that the right? Only way to know is just try it again. There we go. Average note length to Killswitch Engage song is approximately 0.443. Now that in English, do I need another table that converts that to English? So 0.443. So an eighth note is, isn't an eighth note 0.25? Wait, 16th note is 0.25. So that's saying 0.4? Yeah, so that's just between the 16th and an eighth, which in other words is pretty fast when you got, let's see, tempos. What is the average default tempo for Kill Switch Engage? 160. What is the average dynamic tempo for Kill Switch Engage? 94. Wow. So approximately less than, a little over less than half is my current dynamic tempo setting. Right, I'll take the tempo about a little less than half. Okay. I was trying to register that in my brain. I never thought of it with this much data analysis. It's crazy how much data can be analyzed here. Just without even having to do all the hard work of like calculating, I just proposed a question. Matter of phrasing. Okay, so average tempo dynamic 94, average tempo default 160. So the first one looks at tempos of songs. Type, see, I have another table, default, modified, or whatever. That's cool. All right, so average dynamic tempo for kill switches for 94 BPM. So dynamic. So the way it's doing this, I have API keys, right? So you install this program, you have API keys, but installing this program, you're currently locked on, not public, it's private. All right, so what else could I query? How many times have I played songs by? Probably not many. 61. What is my highest accuracy for a song by? Try again. What? 98%. Highest accuracy for song by me, was 98%. Doesn't tell you all the other information though. It just tells you directly based on your query. It should say like, here's additional data on that particular playthrough. Accuracy, score, timestamp. Let's try that. What other information is there to flex about this playthrough in particular? There we go. As for other information to flex about, here are some additional details. Song is called Streetlight and it's in E standard tuning. I achieved this accuracy on February 18th. Played the lead arrangement and score 413 points. My longest streak of 85, I hit 322 notes and I missed 8. Wow, that's crazy. So there's 400 notes. No, sorry, 330 notes. And I hit 322. Average tempo is 120. It's a static tempo. There is no dynamic tempo in that one. Crazy. It is a good playthrough. Um, let's see. Where is an area I can improve on in Mountain Jam? Try it again. Same exact question. Please reduce context length. So I either hit my limit or the message is too long, but I can't imagine why the message is too long. Oh, the response was too long. Okay, the response from the API. Based on the query, seems I could prove on accuracy. Mount Jam. My accuracy is 74. I played it 8 times. I showed a longest streak of 63. Average tempo of 200. No, average hit. Wait, what? That should not be something. That doesn't make sense. Why would you average the hit time? For context, the hit time is unique to every note. Every note has their own. So there's a note start time, note end time, and there's a hit time. The hit time is how you determine the timing. Are you early, late, whatever. So it doesn't make sense to say average note hit time. That's a if every note has a unique note hit. So you're telling me at 253 seconds in, that's the average note hit time? That doesn't make sense. Okay, a total of 3,155 misses. You make that sound like that's one playthrough. That has to be more. That's crazy. All right, next up. Blah, blah, blah. Screen snapshot, which should help focus on the areas that needs most improvement. Okay, got it. What else? I could query. Um, just trying to think of anything to query. It kind of gets fun thinking of what I should play next, where I should improve, or how how have I done, just generic questions that query. It's interesting to think about thinking about data in this way. So I'm trying to think, could you tell me, I don't know if this would work. my average set list. For example, if I were to create a track list, could you define one for me? What I mean is, if you look at the dates, the month, the day that I play a list of songs, what is the average list of songs that I play in a session? Now, I don't know if it'll get this, but what I'm expecting is, in best case scenario, some sort of, for it to look at the plays table and look at the song names and the dates and get like an average list of songs that I play in each session. I want to see if it'll pick between the tunings E standard, E flat, and drop C. That's what I'm hoping for, like a list of 10 songs. So like here's based on your playthroughs, on average you played this song every session. I don't think it'll have that because I'm still thinking if I should have like a session basis track list tracking whatever. Because right now it's just by date, right? And you would have to associate that date with logic yourselves. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Unknown, error, none type. All right, I have to try again. Because sometimes it worked on the second try. Okay, that's too complex of a question. Where's like average frequency? Oh, wait, why does it keep looking at freak? Misinterpreting freak. Freck. My my definition of that is for frequency of the note. Let me try something. Actually, I don't want to modify the code. Um, I think I have to rename that column though, or at least change the query to the chatbot to interpret that definition a little differently. Or frec that is intended to be the frequency of the note output. Okay, so with that said, um, what else could I say? How how many songs would I play on any given day? Nope. See, what is it looking at? Tuning, search term. No, I don't know how to. Okay, let me try it again, a different way. In the plays table, I have songs and times I played them. Is there any way to come up with some sort of track list that is based on the songs that I play on a particular day? No, that's not going to work either. I think I'm asking for too much here. No. So, thinking I might have to do something where I track the sessions. This is something I've been thinking of for a long time, but I always disregard it because I always think of this as something that I would want for me that I'm not sure that anyone else using the program would ever use. So that's always thrown me off in wanting to implement this. But the idea of some sort of track list, um, so let's say you have an hour to play, right? You either generate a track list as you play, or you generate it beforehand. But if you generate it beforehand, there has to be a way of tracking the like where you're at in the track list. If you want to stop the track list, pause the track list, go back to track list, there has to be some sort of track list manager inside the Song Visualizer program. And right now, it's not designed for that. Right now, you open one file at a time, and there's no sort of tracking the track list that you play. But what I'm brainstorming is this may actually be good to implement because it'll be another thing to analyze when sitting down to play, and you go, what do I play? There's some way of tracking what has been played for each session. So let's say I have an hour, 30 minutes. Yeah, let's say an hour. And then I play these songs as I go. What I am wanting is some sort of like tracking of like, okay, you're playing, what session number are you playing? Okay, right now is session 439. Okay, great. You're playing session 439. But there has to be some way of starting the new session, resuming the session, concluding the session. So I'm not sure how to implement that in the user interface. I don't want pop-ups. The pop-ups I like to have only for errors or file directory choosing. But there has to be some way of like the whole session management system somehow. So the idea is another JSON file, but this JSON file will have, actually it could be a database. If I just want to skip because you know what I learned is crazy? Is that I have at least, I don't know, 250 megs of JSON files between all the different note logs, stats, tempo settings, all this sort of stuff. And however, hundreds of many of files and directories compared to one simple SQLite database file that's 32 megs with all the same data as in one directory. It's crazy to think about. So perhaps at least a table if I don't want to do JSON. I'd have to think of logic that would take all of um, the note logs that I have of the same date. So let's go back to the JSON. I'm talking about backwards compatibility. These ones will be undefined, session blank. I don't want to go back and define them. Just be like, I'm moving forward from this version on. Here's how it goes. Because that's one thing that's drove me crazy a lot in the recent JSON stuff. Like there is actually some debugging thing I put here. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna close the chat. The AI chat. Hold on. Cancel. Oh. Okay. That's a bug. Go back to, it's supposed to shrink back in size. But let's go back to stats. I put a debug thing here because this is crazy. I had to fix some JSON note log stuff. There was a bug where I accidentally saved the wrong string and the wrong fret. In multiple occasions. Thought I fixed it one, that I missed it another, but I had to add this button here. This button is very complex. It opens every single file. Because what happens when I open the file, There's a lot of things that go on, but it had basically I had to go back and look at the previous note logs and fix incorrect data. It's like, oh, I put the wrong string and fret, and I had to do that by opening the current one and comparing it and fixing it. That means going through every single note log, every single measure, and every single. Here, I could show you if you go to like drop C, kill switch engage, song stats, pick more recent one. So backwards compatibility relies to July 23. That didn't have some information that I implemented later on in October, August, what was December, whatever. But let's go to this one. Actually, let's go to more recent because April I changed it again. But every one I had to do backwards compatibility to fix stuff. Here's one of them. But you can see how detailed it is. I don't know why. Oh, this is why it's taking space. It's not supposed to be indented. I thought I fixed it and removed the indentation. So there, this one is removed indentation. Well, you can see all the information of the playthrough here. Quite a lot of data. Useful information for analytics, to say the least. String, fret, status, effect, hit, timing, note time. This is all things I've defined manually myself relative to every single note being played. That I don't think I want to go into detail at the moment. But, yeah, it's a lot of information. I'm trying to think. If you go look at the date, so I define a session as how much I could play in one sitting session, whether that's an hour, hour and a half, whatever. And I would like to be able to look at that, like look at, for example, let's look at one that I just had. I don't know. Let's just try April. Yeah, I didn't consider that it would search different folders for tuning. Let's try April 22. Okay, so here we go. This is what I wanted. So April 22nd, I played all these songs. So that's what I want. It's like I want a collection of all the songs I played in the same day. That's it. But I might have to organize that in another table, like sessions, and just do like a function in the code. Is like session this is that, and but I don't want to do that now on the sharing the screen. Share the screen on the code. But that's something that I would like is you didn't see that. Now you did. It's okay. Let's do switch the screens over. Okay. So I'm thinking about programming the notes table concept. Sorry, the session table concept. So let's do session table concept. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch streams over. Uh, I'm gonna end this one, and I'll be right back in a minute. So give me a second.